Good evening, everyone. As you probably know, I am not feeling the best in the world. And so, because of that, I have put together a little video for you guys of different things that I was going to teach you in class. But I found some other people that have some words of wisdom as well to be able to discuss it. During the point of this class, I want us to try some different monologues and really stretch you guys. I want you to learn about the difference between video acting and theater acting and what different parts of the stage are called, so that whenever I give instructions, you understand what I'm talking about. I also want you to I want to really stretch you, and when I say that, it might be a little uncomfortable, but if you just work with me and give it your all, you can see a huge change and a huge result. After this first teaching video, I'm going to let you have a worksheet, and you're going to listen to these people. You're going to fill in the blanks on it, and this way you have something to take home with you for you to remember. After this video, you're going to look at some monologues. I want you to look at monologues that we're going to try some that have to deal with anger and how to express that and how to make that come across on video and in theater. We're also going to try emotion, not so much crying, but if we get there, then yes. I want you to learn how to stretch in that way to humor. You would think humor's easy sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes anger is easier for other people. But either way, I want you to be stretched in that. So if you're ready to do that, then I'm ready to train you and I'm ready to teach you. I'm sorry that I'm not here at this first one. But just know that I love you guys. I'm praying. I am so excited about this class and that it's finally happening. But everything happens for a reason. And but I want y'all to just really dig in. Okay? Enjoy it. This is not a scary thing. Have fun. You came to this class for a reason. So I love y'all. Miss y'all. Hopefully see y'all soon.
I have made a stage in my house. See? Now, usually the stage isn't made up of 9 different boxes, and it's usually not this small either, but for our purposes today, it's really going to help us out because we're going to be learning about the different areas of the stage. Each part of the stage has a different name, and it's really important that you know these names because your director's going to know. I am standing right now in the dead center of the stage, right in the middle of the stage, and this is called center stage. And center stage you're going to abbreviate with the letter C. There are 4 other really important areas of the stage that you need to know. There's stage right, stage left, downstage, and upstage. So let's imagine that you are the audience and I am the actor on stage. So if you had to guess, which side of the stage do you think is stage right? If you said this side of the stage, you are wrong, because it is this side of the stage. I am stage right now. And the way you know that is because you go off of the actor's right hand, not the audience's right hand. So if this is stage right, then this over here must be stage left. So we have right, center, left. Now, we have upstage and downstage. Which part of the stage do you think is upstage? Is it here or is it there? I am upstage now. Yes, upstage is the farthest away you can get from the audience. And downstage is the closest you can get to the audience. Why is that? Well, remember how we talked about how the Greeks invented theater? Well, during William Shakespeare's time, in the 1500s, 1600s, theater was a really big thing in England, and they created a new development. They made it so that the stage tilted up in the back. So if you're a little actor right here in the front of the stage, if you went upstage, you were literally up. And that's because the audience was usually standing really close to the stage. They didn't really have seating right in the front. It was the cheapest seats were just you standing right up front. And so if people were upstage like this, it was really hard to see them. But if you tilted the stage up, it'd be easier. That's what we call a raked stage. Okay, so we have downstage and upstage. So now we can use downstage, upstage, stage right, stage left to break this down even more. So as I said at the beginning, I am standing center stage in the middle of the stage. But what if I wanted to come closer to the audience downstage? Well, I would take one step down. I'm still in the center, so now I am what we call downstage center, or DC, okay? Downstage center. Now, if I wanted to go to the right, remember right is this way, my right, I am still downstage, but rather than being center, I am downstage right, or DR. Downstage right, downstage center. So what do you think this last box is? That's right. We are downstage left. Okay, so we should have this whole row figured out. Downstage left, downstage center, downstage right. I'm gonna go back to center stage now. Okay, and now I'm gonna go upstage. I bet we can guess kind of how this is gonna work, right? If I take one step upstage, I will be upstage center, okay? How would we abbreviate that? UC, that's right, upstage center. If I wanted to go to the left, right here where this lovely curtain is, I would be upstage left, abbreviated with UL, okay? So I bet you're figuring this out now, right? Upstage left, upstage center, and now I am upstage right, okay? Only 2 boxes left, right? Correct? Okay, so these are really easy. They're in the center, they're in the middle. So all you have to know is stage right, you can also call it right center or center right, and stage left or left center, center left. I'll accept them all.
Hello, I'm Kendall McGuire, professional actress, and today I'll be speaking to you about some acting techniques to project emotion. Well, there are a variety of techniques. Let's take the emotion of sadness, for instance. All right, a lot of people would recommend thinking about a painful or sad or emotional memory that was perhaps in your past and to sort of draw on that and emote that into your character, okay? So, for example, you know, your cat died 2 weeks ago and you're playing a character where they're, you know, a slave and their sister has just been sold in slavery. So you can, because the cat is personal to you, you can think about your sad, you know, dead cat, and you can draw upon that memory and sort of feel that in the moment. Okay, that is one technique, which actually kind of hurts you personally as an actress or an actor, but that is one technique. Another technique, which is sort of strange, is to, this sounds strange, but to hurt, not to hurt yourself in a big way, but what I mean is, like, I know people that will pluck like a nose hair, and because that causes a physical reaction of the eyes tearing up. I have people that I've worked with professionally that before a scene that they have to cry. In other words, they're not strong enough to delve on a memory or to emote that, so they can just pluck a couple nose hairs and then the tears start flowing. So feel free to use that technique if you like. But the technique that I would recommend is to just be in the moment, is to just be that character. If you're really acting, you're really that character, and you're feeling that your sister just got sold in slavery, I mean, you're gonna feel that. So that's the technique that I would recommend, is just having a realness or a trueness and just beginning to love and understand your character. And in that, you'll be able to demonstrate a trueness of emotion.
Three tips to induce real emotion while you act. Number one, emotion is a byproduct of what you do with reality. You can't do an emotion. Ready? Do jealousy. Do anger. Do sadness. It's not the same as doing an activity that's pass-fail, like tie your shoelaces, fix the plate, iron the shirt, get the truth out of someone, convince her to marry you, get the promotion, fire the employee. You see how that's different? If you're talking to yourself in a way that isn't doable, you put yourself in your head. When you're in your head, you're dead. Prepare for the first moment only, then commit to what you do in the scene. Number 2, prepare away from the script. 99% of the time, the script itself is not going to move you as much as your own personal imagination or life will. Therefore, if the emotional ballpark at the top of the scene for which you prepare is sadness, because the character has lost a child, but you don't have a child, don't prepare on that, because you don't have a context. Prepare on what you do have a context for, which is your own life and your own imagination. Imagine the most meaningful thing to you and losing it. Number 3, let it go. Let it go. When you have prepared emotionally and it's either worked or it hasn't worked, let it go and be in the moment by doing what you do in the scene. Commit to the reality of doing. The more you do that, the more real emotions will be a byproduct of that action. Because just like in life, when we do something or when we experience something that we have done, real emotions follow as a byproduct of that action. Do something with reality and real emotions will follow. This is the only memorization trick you need as an actor. For you to memorize lines well, you need to take ownership over what you say and why. Let me explain a little bit. If the foundation of acting is the reality of doing, then acting is not about the words, but it's about how you use the words to get the thing done that you're getting done in the scene. Actors need to train themselves to do things, not to say things. This exercise is called the line-by-line exercise. Let's use this example from All My Sons, my favorite play, written by Arthur Miller. Now this scene is just between Joe and Chris, father and son. And Chris is trying to get the approval of Joe and Kate for marrying Anne. He wants to ask Annie to marry him. We're going to jump right into the middle of the scene. Now in the script, Keller is Joe. Chris says, "You know Larry's not coming back, and I know it. Why do we allow her to go on thinking that we believe with her?" Now when you go line by line, let's say you're playing Chris. You would say something, which is the line, you'd say it, but then you'd say it from your point of view. Taking ownership of the line looks something like this. "Dad, you and I know that Larry isn't coming back. It's been 3 years. She's obviously in denial, right? So what are we doing by placating her? What are we doing by stringing her along? Isn't that counterproductive to her well-being?" Whatever it is from your point of view. And then the person playing Keller would, before they say their line, respond from their point of view using their own words. If you were playing Keller, you might say something like, "Well, honestly, I don't know what the best thing to do is. I don't know. It's a really tough position. Yeah, it's unlikely that Larry's going to come back, but I don't know what to do." That may be your instinct about how you might respond. Then you go to your line. What do you want to do? Argue with her. So then you would put that in your own words. Well, what's your solution to knowing this? Just to get into a fight with her, to argue with her? I mean, how do you figure you're going to come up with some solution to this problem that I've been dealing with? That's just one example of going line by line in a scene to try to specify what it is that you're saying as a means to getting done what you know you're trying to achieve in the scene. Because acting is not pretending, acting is not saying lines, acting is doing. Act, do, act, activity, action, acting. Act is do. Act is not fake, act is not pretend, acting is doing. Focus on what you do. The words help you do what you do. They're not an end in themselves. They're a means to an end. They help you do what you do.
It's not just about reciting lines. It's about finding and embodying the essence of the character, understanding their problems, motivations, and immediate wants and needs. Once you know this, you can then breathe emotional life into the character, share their truth with the world, and bring them fully to life on stage. To achieve this, in the words of Sir Patrick Stewart, the one thing you have to be is brave. Without being fearless on stage, you'll never change an audience's hearts and minds. Every actor must embrace the stage with courage. It's where the true transformations happen. Fearlessness allows you to take risks, delve deep into the emotional core of your character, and truly connect with your audience profoundly. Dustin Hoffman reminds us that acting is about behaviour, meaning it's not what you say, because that's usually a disguise. It's your behaviour that gives you up. So be open to and explore your character's psyche, and then let your actions speak volumes. It's in the subtleties of your movements, the nuances of your expressions, and your rhythm of gait when crossing the stage where the true essence of the character is revealed. However, new actors must be careful not to fall into the copycat trap. To avoid this, Harrison Ford advises, as much as you admire what someone else does, don't try to mimic that. Find your own voice, find your own feelings, and that will give you the unique opportunity that you are looking for. Here is the greatest lesson of them all. Your authenticity is your greatest asset. Let it shine through in every performance. Embrace your individuality, your quirks and your imperfections. They are what makes your portrayal of a character truly memorable and compelling. Building on this advice, Matthew McConaughey tells us that the actor brings a bloodline to a role. It's as much about what we don't say as what we do. Sometimes it's the pauses, the moments of silence that resonate the most deeply with the audience, conveying a wealth of emotions without uttering a single word. Al Pacino reminds us, you may not have as much talent as you may think you have, but if you have the desire, your talent will find you eventually. So let your passion fuel your journey. It's the driving force behind every successful performance. With dedication, hard work, and unwavering determination, you can overcome any obstacles that stand in your way and realize your full potential as an actor.